Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode. Today, Emperor's New Groove. I feel an underrated movie. Get some amazing actors in there, some voices that you actually get to hear inside the park. Patrick, nice work, pal. But for today, in that movie, he makes spinach puffs. Kronks, not Gronk, like the tight end that plays football. Kronk spinach puffs. And today, well, we'll do it a little differently. Let's go. Alright, so olive oil in the pan, and then just take finely chopped garlic, puree it if you have to. You want it not in pieces. Alright, so as your garlic starts to dissolve into the oil, we're going to go in with small sliced onions. You could use shallots, but I don't have them, so I'm going to do onions. And you really want these to get extremely transparent. Now normally I would add salt and pepper and season it at this point, but because of how we're going to do it a little differently for this recipe today, I'm going to show you why you don't until later. A little Disney done differently, some mushrooms. I'm going to add some mushrooms into here. And this is why I didn't add the salt. Whenever you're cooking mushrooms, if you add salt, all the liquid from the mushrooms are going to come out right away. All that's in here right now is just the garlic, the olive oil, and you might have thought that there was too much olive oil in the beginning. But these mushrooms are going to absorb a ton, and then the onions are going to mix beautifully with them. They're going to cook nice and fast, and these are going to add great flavor for our spinach puffs. Alright, our mushrooms are now sauteed with the onions, the oil, and the garlic. At this point, I'm going to add approximately 9 ounces of spinach. You want to fill that pan up to the top. It's always going to look like too much whenever you cook spinach, and then as it cooks, never enough. Now at this point is where I'm going to start to season with salt and black pepper. The bottom's starting to cook. It's releasing all its juices, the water out of the spinach, mixing with those mushrooms and the onions. If you were to add this all together, it would actually steam out all the vegetables, and you wouldn't have any texture or flavor. Alright, so you can see that a tremendous amount has been reduced, right, of all that spinach that we put in there. But you can still see that the leaves are still tough in some areas, and I like it at that point. So at this point, this is when I add, I don't have an exact measurement, cream cheese. Not that much. And we're going to start with that much. And we're going to work this in right to the bottom, right? We want this to melt in there. And as it melts, you're going to start to incorporate spinach into that. Again, you're not making like a cream spinach, which you could. You're just adding that for that extra fat to actually cling to the spinach, coat the mushrooms perfectly. Add to that onion. Alright, it's beautiful. You got the brown coming out of the mushrooms. Spinach is cooked down nicely. You got the onions in there. I'm actually going to shut it off the heat, and I'm adding, I don't know, 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. Give that a quick mix. I'm going to transfer this to a bowl. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave this into a pan. And we'll work right out of here. Alright, so now I have puff pastry. Folks, you buy these in the freezer section. I added a little bit of flour to my work surface. You've seen me do this before, right? We take our plastic bag and we're just going to give it a little bit, not much. Right, always from the center out. We'll just roll these nice so that they're actually thinner and able to work better. You want them fairly consistent. Alright, we're going to cut these into 4. And just give them a little tugs to make sure that they separate. They're not sticking to the surface, your work surface. Have your sheet pan nearby. And then we have our mixture. Alright, so we have our beautiful spinach, mushroom, cream cheese, garlic, olive oil mixture. And again, don't go crazy. You don't need that much in them. Just, I don't know, what am I doing? About 1 large tablespoon in each one. Make sure it's divided up evenly. You can always go back and add more. Maybe you have 10 ounces of spinach in this. And it, you know, doesn't look like a lot at one point. And this guy. Right here. They all look fairly even to me. This guy's a little shy. To me, that's good measurement. Alright, so we have our sheet pan. They're all in here. And now, just take a little bit of butter. And you want to just coat the sides. A little paint. Coat your sides here. Again, why do we do this? Have fun with food, folks. Alright, we get the kids involved. Let them do this part. Let them roll out the dough, because you really can't damage it. It's puff pastry. So we're just adding a little bit of butter to the sides. And when you put these into your pan, you want to give them enough space. Don't overcrowd the pan. Now my oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to put these in about 15 minutes. Now, we're going to do them a couple different ways. We can do it this way, like a crescent, nice flat spatula. Put it right on there. And maybe this one we'll do like this. Alright, so you get the 4 points. I used to fold napkins in restaurants like this. This one, maybe we'll just fold completely, like a little envelope. That one. And remember, everything's cooked. So all we're doing is basically cooking the puff pastry. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. And you know what? I'm gonna do these 5 like that. I'll grab my other pan. These up quick. that one. All right, so we got our 3 here, we got our 5 here. Throw them in the oven for about 15 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, so they came out beautifully. They're nice, all puffed up. They didn't stick, right? You notice I never sprayed them. There's so much butter inside the puff pastry, you don't need to. I'm gonna plate these real quick, and then we'll see how they taste. All right, so we got the flaky pastry. And what do we have, folks? We started with some olive oil, right? From the olive oil, we added onions, mushrooms, garlic, spinach, salt, pepper, a little bit of, ooh, that's hot. A little bit of cream cheese, and that's the puff. I mean, can't get any easier with that. From Emperor's New Groove. And let's see how it tastes. All right, here we go. Oh, you know, the mushrooms, put it right over the top. The spinach, cheese, the flakiness of the crust. Folks, make these at home. Have fun with food. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends, tell your friends. Till next time.